Up next, we have Kristen Jonson. Kristen is a passionate advocate for personal empowerment and success. With a deep belief in the potential of every individual, she strives to inspire and motivate others to unlock their inner power and create positive change in their lives. As an empowerment coach, she loves helping individuals discover their strengths, overcome challenges, and achieve their goals. Her approach is rooted in practical strategies, mindset shifts, and actionable steps that empower individuals to take control of their lives and create the results they desire. When she is not coaching or speaking, you can find her mining for topaz, hiking mountains, and running with her team of dogs. Now, Kristen's about to come up, but now I just realized I never introduced myself. Hi, I'm Liz. My name is Liz Pitts. Pronouns are she, they, and I'm the president of this fabulous chamber, and thank you all for coming today. Kristen.
Thank you. Let's see. I have to rearrange a little bit. All right. I want to thank everybody for being here as well, and just for being awesome and being you today. And thank you to our chamber, and thank you for that amazing lunch. It was really, really good. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. How was your lunch? Was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah? Awesome. That's great. Are you guys all feeling empowered, or how are you feeling out there right now? Ready? All right. Yeah? All right. So I know that we don't know each other very well, but I'm going to ask you for a favor right off the bat. And if I can get everybody to just stand up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to shake it out. Just like shake it out, move around a little bit. Yeah? You got to mean it. Own it. Right. Good job. Okay. And how do you feel now? A little bit more empowered? There's, you guys can sit down. Thank you so much. There's a lot of confusion and a lot of terminology about the word empowered. You can ask a lot of different people, what does empower mean to you? So what do you think of when you hear the word empowered?
Ability to succeed.
Success, okay. Okay.
It's see from the inside and the outside. Sometimes the environment where you are doesn't empower you, regardless of how hard you try.
Right.
So you can empower yourself if you have the right conditions.
Right. And so, and like you can see, we have a bunch of different definitions of empowerment. When I coach for empowerment, or I talk about empowerment, we have a different approach. We look at authenticity, which is self-love, self-care, compassion. And then on the opposite side of that, it's effective decision-making, right? So strategies, time management, prioritization, those type of things. And you guys probably are all thinking it's a business. We're gonna do strategies, right? But we're not, actually. We're gonna talk more about authenticity today. And we're gonna look at the different ways that authenticity might affect you in your businesses or your employees as well. Did you know that 55% of people who say that they cannot be authentic at work, it impacts their mental health? And also there's 34% of people who say that they're less productive throughout their day if they can't be their authentic self at work. And so it really is a huge effect on your overall self-love and self-care, but in addition to that, the way that you operate your businesses, right? So that's why we're gonna go over that. I really love to talk about authenticity because it's a choice. Like, you can choose to be authentic, right? And I don't know if any of you follow Brené Brown or if you know who she is. She has a book called The Power of Vulnerability on Audible. It's amazing, by the way, but she talks about authenticity and all of the research that she's done that imply that it is a choice. So when we look at choosing to be authentic, you can look at self-care as, today I am going to go to the gym, right? I'm going to be my authentic self. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to care about myself. Or on the opposite side of that, you could say, I'm going to eat a cheeseburger. And I'm just going to go off the rails, right? And so there are different versions of yourself. I have a great story about that. It's kind of funny. My queerly committed over here. So not your authenticity isn't always everyone else's, right? That's what is so great about it, because you can choose to be authentic to yourself. For example, we were on a cruise up the canyon, and we're in our 4-wheel drive truck, and I am blasting Vanilla Ice. And we're cruising down the canyon, and Tish turned it down a little bit. There were some campers all around us, and I was like, what are you doing? I turned it back up. Windows are down. I look over, and she's like, on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I love this song, right? So my idea of authenticity in music is not the same as hers. And so that's what's great about it as well. Being authentic also changed my entire life. So not only am I amazingly happy now, and I'm able to be here today and talk to everyone about authenticity, it's only been a few years when I think back about it, and I was in a very bad place, and I technically termed myself as broken. I was just broken. I was 36. I was living at my mom and dad's house with my daughter, and I'd been through lots of failed things in the past, and I felt like I was stuck. Like I was just going to be broken forever. And then I started researching and looking at empowerment and looking at how other people were living, essentially. Like I was living outside of my box because I was just trying to get out of it. And then I met Tish, and I realized why I was so unhappy my entire life right away, right? And me having that ability to be open-minded and accept my true, authentic self really did change everything for me. It changed my entire world. And so for me to give that to you today and to maybe hopefully help someone change their entire life, that's why I do this, and that's why I'm here. And so what I want to do today is just kind of a little exercise for you guys. And it's maybe a little strategy, but it's more of giving you the ability to kind of identify an area in your life where you may be able to improve. So what I want you to do is grab a pen and a piece of paper if you have one. Everybody good? All right, so I'm going to go through these 10 areas of your life. They're essentially the main areas of your life where if it's not great or mediocre, it's affecting you somehow in some way. And so what we'll do is we'll go through each area, and I want you to rate each area from 1 to 10, where you're at. 1 being like the worst place ever, 10 being the best place ever, right? So first one is mental health. And on this mental health portion of it, and if you're being truly honest with yourself, if you're anywhere from a 1 to a 3 on that scale, I always like to say reach out and consult with someone that can really dig in and help you with that if you're like between 1 and 3, because that's going to definitely be something you want to focus on. Physical health, anywhere from 1 to 10. Family. Friends. Finances. Your personal mission or clarity in your life. Your spirituality, however you want to look at that. Adventure, That's my favorite. It's always a 10. Learning and growing. Growth in your life. So of those 10 items, those 10 parts of your life, pick the top 3 that you have that are above a 7 and share that with where are you at? Like, what is your top 3? Where are you as far as really good in your life?
Family or out loud.
Yeah. Okay.
Growing is a 10 for me right now. I'm in like a massive transition in my life, and I just feel like I've decided to embrace it and just take it all in. And it's been a rocky road, but I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome. Anybody else care to share?
Physical health, family, and growth.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So now everybody knows where you're at on a positive note and where you're doing really well. And you want to maintain those parts of your life where you're doing really well. But anything that you have that is below a 7 is, or could possibly be impacting your authenticity, your ability to grow, or your ability to move into something more authentic, right? And so if you take your bottom 3 and you focus on the one thing that you think is going to help you grow the most from that group of 3 where you have the least amount of numbers, that's where you're going to really want to focus and motivate yourself to become more authentic, more empowered right there. And that's going to help transition into your businesses and into your lives. One at a time. If you're working on more than one, great, but I definitely recommend getting started in just like one area that you can really focus on. And for me, I started reaching out with everything I could. I was on social media, I was reading books, I was reaching out to different, like I even emailed Temple Grandin once, and she called me back, which was awesome. But I just went out there and I tried to find all the information I could because I wasn't in a place where I could actually hire a coach or do something in that nature. So I did everything I could to get information from different resources. So they're definitely out there. If you want to grow quickly or you want to change things quickly, that's where we recommend coaching. Get a coach, focus on those items in your life or those areas where you can grow and grow your business and become more authentic and be more you. And at that point, that's where you're going to start to see changes in your life. And when you start changing your habits and you start being more authentically you become more authentically happy, and then you never know where you're going to end up. You could be here in front of all of you, which is amazing, and maybe even potentially changing people's lives. So that's my 15 minutes. I don't know, did I make it? Yes, and I just want to remind everyone that if you're authentic and you're your true self, you just open up a whole world of opportunities. And if you're worried about what other people are going to say or what other people are going to think or how they're going to react, then you're not living your true self. And keep in mind, if those people are reacting, they're reacting to their own beliefs, their own authenticities, their own selves. And if they're on the floorboard of your car, turn your radio up anyways. Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.